What if you and your special person don't change together? What if you and your special person don't change together? Ta-da! Well, that happens, right? Um, have you ever experienced that you read a book and you were captured by it? It was like, it was blowing your mind, it was opening your eyes, and you thought, oh my God, this is it. So you're full of energy, you're full of conviction that this is the clarity that you were looking for, and you share it with your partner, and they just don't get it. They just don't get it. You're all hyped, you start to binge watching videos or listening to podcasts or discovering more and more of this author or the vision behind the ideas. And you just feel like it's not, the spark isn't there with your special person. So you might feel very lonely, right? Have you ever experienced that? And type one in the comments. Or have you ever experienced that someone told you about a new idea and then you went to look it up and it's like, wow, this is actually pretty amazing. You started to follow this person or the ideas about this person on the internet. You discovered YouTube videos, and all of a sudden you're here talking about things that you were wondering during your life several times before, like, hey, is this really the way it is? Is this really what we're going through? Is this all there is? And then you're so excited. You're just like, man, this is it. And then you just want to talk about it. You can't stop this such a strong urge. You can't stop talking about it. And then your special person is like, well, doesn't, no, no, no. So have you ever experienced that, right? Type two in the comments. Because what do I mean by that, right? You might have been thrown by your experiences, by what you experience on in your corporate job, or perhaps on a personal level when you're doing when you have when you're an entrepreneur, and or you have experienced something in your friendships, or one of your best friends experienced something, and you saw how they changed, you saw how it moved them, and then you stepped onto the same trail, and your partner is just like, well, things are different for them. They don't have, they don't share the same point of view, and you might feel really really alone. Right? So type three in the comments if that's you. And so let me ask you a question. How do you feel in that moment? How do you feel? Do you feel like, man, my life just changed because of this book, because of this movie? And it goes so deep, it touches my heart, it touches my soul, it touches the essence of the truth inside of me, and this person isn't seeing it. So what do you do, right? What do you do then? I guess we all have been there, right? You start convincing them that this is the way to go, that this is the way to find the light in the tunnel, right? Because your special person has been suffering perhaps from, can be anything, from depression, from setbacks. They have had their fair share of all the problems that we might experience in life when we are learning our lessons. And then you see, like, hey, there's the way out. If you go there and there and there, if you do this and this and this, then you will find relief. There is this um, way how to get an end to all the suffering that we thought was endless or endless until we die. And all of a sudden, hey, this is such an impact on my life that directly I can change the quality of my life by doing these exercises, by seeing things a specific way, by taking care of this and this and this, or by changing specific parts in your life of which hey, actually, this is an answer to a search that I've been having for years and years and years, and go on. So you have that burning desire for them to see things in a specific light, because it releases tension, it releases suffering, it releases the pain therein. And you understood that for you, it solves the pain this way, right? So, yes, I have been there several times. And what was my experience? My experience, probably the same as when you on it, experience the same as well. You try a different approach, you send them links, you ask them to watch this, or you ask them to read this book, and then with a lot of yeah, say asking and begging, even they read the book, and then they just read it with, yeah, with an attention to say, I've read it, I've watched it, right? But they didn't end up being captivated like you. It didn't go as deep, right? They actually didn't want to do it. They just did it for you. So you'd stop asking, have you seen it? Have you read the book? Right? So what do we do in that case? Right? Because you understand that if you don't grow together, if you don't change together, it doesn't have to be simultaneously, right? But if there's problems and your special person has been suffering from several things, and there is a way to a solution on the long term, not just, yeah, well, breathe 3 times this way and all your problems are solved, right? So what do you do in that case, right? So the only thing that made me move forwards is actually to choose myself. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, it's actually pretty simple: to prioritize yourself, meaning stop putting efforts and force or whatever into it for this person to see your new perception and to share it with them. And I only could move forward, I only could step further into my growth if I prioritize myself and if I choose myself over and over again. So, what in my case this meant was I had to stop these relationships, I had to stop these partnerships, right? And the most difficult thing is that we just want to be there together. We just want to do that together because you have this vision inside of your mind that you should be together for the rest of your life till the till the end of times, happily, and you chose one another, and it came from pure, mm, yeah, it came from pure connection, and you don't want to lose that. So the only thing I could move forward was actually choosing myself. And what does it mean? Well, I had to choose to step out of the relationship. I could accept things the way they were and find a way to live with this, yeah, being alive and doing life and, how do you say, stepping on your journey, being on your journey with a specific point of view that wasn't shared by a special person. So there's a part of me that wasn't shared in my partnership. And in the beginning, it's just a small piece, but then that piece became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And it showed on other areas in your life as well. It showed on making other decisions. It showed on showing up differently. It showed on prioritizing things differently. It showed on how you want to spend your time differently. And all of a sudden, you are discovering that, perhaps you shouldn't be together anymore. Perhaps you are not respecting your self-worth anymore by not fully stepping into that new identity that you discovered for yourself, because you feel enriched, you see your life enriched on so many levels, and of course you want to share that with your special person. So that's my experience. I had to let go of these people, and that came with, yeah, with situations that I thought I never would experience, right? The moment that I married, or we together, we thought we would be married for the rest of our lives. So when I discovered then, okay, so perhaps I just have to let this go then, because I knew that on my body was showing me signs all along that I had to let it go. And with my mind, I was looking for a solution, because I always believe there is a solution for any problem, right? So the solution was to step out of the marriage and to dissolve the marriage. And in my point of view at that time, I just wanted to be the marriage there and find a solution in the marriage. And that was not possible. That was not possible. Sadly enough, that wasn't possible. And yeah, that's hard. That's really painful. Yet, is it truly the case that you, because you made a decision once and you change differently, that you have to stay together for the rest of your life? Because this was truly affecting our children, right? And what are you teaching your children when you're not prioritizing yourself? You're teaching your children that they don't have to prioritize themselves, that they don't have to respect their self-worth, or that their self-worth doesn't have to be respected to be in a relationship where you feel you're not being yourself, your true self. That cannot be the case. So that's an example you don't want to show your kids. You want to be the best version of yourself. This is why you have children, right? They teach you how to be the best version of yourself. And once you understand it, and once you see all the things that is not allowing you to be the best version of yourself, well, it becomes being a problem, being integrated in your life, because you have that responsibility for your children and for yourself and for your partner as well, right? So I had to let go. I had to let go. And only by then I could embody this new version of me fully, without being having discussions, or without being criticized, or without the blame and shame game that was going on at that moment, or without things being in imbalance. It might be that you experience it a bit differently, and that other parts are just, how do you say, mm, showing up differently. But then again, it's not aligned with your new self. It's not aligned with who you are. It's not aligned with the direction you are going. So I felt called to share that with you today because I lost a lot of time. And it's not lost because I had to learn lessons for myself, right? I had to learn these lessons. There's no mistakes, there's no failures, there's only lessons to learn. So we use the word mistake or failure. Then again, I believe it doesn't exist because all the time that I used for that was to prepare myself to learn the lesson. Only when I learned the lesson, I was able to let this person go. Right? And you say, yeah, but I want to be together. I want to stay together. We have children. We have blah, blah, blah. We have been experiencing this. And I get it. I totally get it. Right? I have 3 children myself. And it was really the hardest choice of my life to step out of that relationship. And it feels like really unfair, and it feels like you don't have to be there, and why things are that way. And you know, things are not always that clear in the moment when you're experiencing it, but you feel that it's not aligned with yourself. You feel you cannot be yourself anymore, right? You feel there's a big part of you dimmed. So you can grow in your life, and sometimes you have to let people go, even though that's your close beloved one. You might have experienced that with family, with friends, for sure. They just have to let them go. You cannot take them with you. They just go their own path. They have unconsciously decided that they go a different route. And you very consciously want them to be there together with them. Yet you cannot force them. You in Dutch we have a saying, or is it in English as well, that you can bring the water, you can bring the horse to the water, but when the horse doesn't want to drink, what are you going to do? Right? So this is for you. If you are in this situation, then, well, what do you want to experience further? What do you want to feel this discrepancy? Discrepance? Is it, what's the word? Write it in the comments. So, you know, I uh, I evolve with these words as well because yeah, there's this thing going on, and it just tears you apart. And you feel that when you grow together, you stay together. And all of a sudden, you think like, hey, wait a minute, this is not aligned with me anymore. Oh, you know, you don't want specific things in your life anymore. They say like, you see, Siki, but you know, I was that person, uh, and then it's like, yeah, sometimes we truly change, right? It asks too much energy. You don't want to experience things that way anymore. You have changed your mind in the sense of how things are in the most valuable way to you. And then the only thing you can do is choose yourself, prioritize yourself, have that level of self love, self care, self awareness. Um, yes, level of self worth, that if there isn't, how do you say, like a coming together again on a very important level in your life, that you cannot dismiss this part of yourself any longer. This part is seen, this part is integrated, this part is a new part of yourself. It's becoming a most important part of yourself. And you can think like it's important to meditate, how to see things a specific way, right? And you have to also watch out. There's so many people who step into this spirituality process and they end up together with people who are not in full integrity, right? And your partner might see that, or your right. There's so many levels possible that why your special person isn't stepping into this spiritual realm, to connect to spirit, to connect to self, and how you do that, and how life looks like when you do that, and how making decisions change, and how perception changes, and how goals in life changes because of that. They change because of that, the goals. And this redirection, yeah, my goal is extremely personal. And what I want for you is, of course, that you can experience that together with your special person, right? Don't you think it's extremely beautiful when you can meditate together as partners, that you can do yoga together as partners, that you can share so many deep experiences as partners, that you can share about it and tell openly about it, and really, watch the same movies, and really find the same depth in it. So this is what I want for you. And if your special person isn't able to go that route with you, then at least what I wish for you is that you do it for yourself. Because at the end of the day, you have to watch yourself in the mirror and say, hey, am I showing up to myself? That inner child of me, is it recognized? Is it seen? Is it cared for? Is it nurtured? That inner self, that inner child of you, is it acknowledged? Yes, is it seen? Is it heard? Is it recognized? Is it given the proper attention and the proper care? And that is your responsibility, not the responsibility of your special person. So it's you taking care of that inner light, of that inner child, and the way you need to take care of yourself. And in the end, it's only you who can know that. You with your honesty, you being integer with yourself, saying like, hey, if these things happen, I cannot watch myself in the eyes anymore. I have to be congruent with how I see things in life, right? At least for those parts. So if you feel like you are compromising a part of yourself, then listen to this video again. And if you might have questions, then just ask. Many people have spent years and years and years on money and whatever. You go to partner therapy, and you just hope that you know it will help. Now, at some point, hope becomes a beggar. Actually, hope is a beggar, right? The thing is, there has to be certainty that you've got this together, and the willingness that you find a solution together. And when you're the only one coming up with solutions and wanting this to work, then yeah, then you can only draw one conclusion, and at least take the conclusion how to respect yourself. Even though you have children, even though you live in another country as we did, right? Even though, even though the circumstances, even though, not being sure about your financial outcome when you're not together anymore, right? I experienced all of that. And you grow into that new version of yourself, and you have to have some more work to do. That's just part of it. That's just part of it. That's the beauty. You get to work on yourself. And when you're willing to work on yourself, you are invited to situations, people, circumstances, opportunities that are truly aligned with the new version of you. You meet new people, you step into new worlds, you allow yourself to grow with a depth that other people do share together with you. And it's such a beautiful journey because we might feel totally alone on this journey when we have to leave that relationship. You are not. And actually, you know, there's this deeper consciousness that you can rely upon, that is just there, right? We breathe the same air, we share the feeling of the sun on our skin. There's so many things, there's so many things that we all have in common. So if that's you, then let me know in the comments or reach out to me personally if you truly want to share things with me. Please do. I know how lonely this journey can be in the beginning and how painful. And I don't want you to experience that on your own. So let me know. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook, and my handle is Siege Nagels, Sigenagels. Also on in LinkedIn. You can reach out to me by sending a direct message or just commenting here below on YouTube that it resonates with you, and then see, to choose your way to reach out to me if you want to share some more. All right, that's it. If this video made you realize something, if it made you smile, if then just give it a thumbs up. If you know there's people in your life that who need to hear this, who are experiencing this right now, for many years already, or just new in it, then just share this video with them. Friends, family, it doesn't matter. Subscribe to my channel, right? Click the bell sign so every time a new video comes out, you are notified. And yeah, my name is Siege Nagels. I'm a transformational mentor, and I help you to get very clear on your soul's calling and how to live exactly that. See you in the next video. And yes, my previous videos are videos that have to do with joy, with laughter, with fun, with laughing. And, when life gets too serious, it doesn't have to be that way at all. There's this lightheartedness, there's this joy, there's this playful life, playfulness. That's what we need. That's what our soul is also asking for. All right. Look in nature, how beautiful the sensitivity of a flower, and the happiness that you can feel by that. Sharing this beauty of life. When you feel this is what you're missing, then go to my two previous videos. It's about happiness and joy and laughter and fun. The title is laughing your worries away. Perhaps the title may change over time, right? So watch my previous videos and feel that joy, feel that love, feel that light, feel that laughter and the laughing. All right. And let me know in the comments how you are experiencing these two videos as well. I guess there's one or two more coming. All right. That's it. Talk to you very soon. Mwah! Big love and have a wonderful day. Bye bye. Talk to you very soon.